Russia has given an indication if Qatar or Turkey will come forward for a negotiation, they will think, but they have some clauses of financial help and sanction withdrawal. These kind of things they want to put in the ceasefire agreement. What is your opinion? Is it an indication, soft indication that maybe Putin did not agree with the Trump, but they are agree with the ceasefire?
Well, today would be the 1229th day of the Russia-Ukraine war, and I remember having Professor Imtiaz and yourself initially when the war started 3.5 years ago. And one of the comments that I made was one cannot aspire to have a long-lasting war with its neighbor. As you see, the Russian tactic right now would be to bleed Ukraine by 1,000 cuts. It's a much prolonged, slower war tactic. Of course, over the last couple of days, we've seen both drone attacks between both Russia and Ukraine. Let me give you some of the details here. The air defenses shot down, the Russian air defenses shot down 120 Ukrainian drones during nighttime attacks. So the war zone between the two nations are very much prevalent. Of course, if you want to get to a ceasefire deal, Turkey did play some of the roles. Even last month we saw that Turkey hosted the two nations in, and what the takeaway was to offer a prisoner swap, and two parts, and the two times that happened, much of the prisoners on Ukraine's side was sought with the Russian side and vice versa. Now, my opinion on the matter would be that, of course, if this war stops, there is a market that it affects. As the professor was saying, the military-industrial complex. Weapons companies develop weapons, and in the war field it's being tested. As we've seen in recent times with the Pakistan-India war as well, the Chinese J-10 aircraft was being tested, and what happened was that the Rafale jets had the stock plummet. So there was a live war front that was happening. Not only so that the military-industrial complex took out tests depending on their military equipment. As for your question, to believe that a ceasefire should be imminent is far away. You see North Korea trying to help Russia win this war against Ukraine. What would be the end stage, or what would be the end goal here? Clearly, Russia is a massive country. It's the largest country in this planet, if you would take it geographically. And it's holding the role of the aggressor in this case, in my opinion as well. So if it was Ukraine to be taken over today, maybe next it would be Azerbaijan. Why I say this? In the news, we've seen recently that Azerbaijan and Russia are exchanging hostilities. As you know, a civilian aircraft was downed in Azerbaijan, and later the investigators found out that it was due to a Russian strike or a Russian attack. Later which Azerbaijan condemned Russia, and Russia said that we were not a part of this. Let me give you some of the history. Azerbaijan used to be a part of the Soviet Union, and this is where the Russian intentions are showing now. They have a set by historical intention to take back the countries that were a part of the Soviet Union in a way to unite the Soviet Union once again, which would definitely be a threat to NATO and NATO's allies, the Western countries as well.